Hi there, Paul here. This is Science That Sticks. Welcome back. Video 4 of 5 revision steps to examination success. This one, making your own resources. Making your own resources is wonderful for lots of different reasons. One, it's cheap. It's really cheap. Like revision books and revision cards that you can buy cost upwards of a tenner, 20 quid. If you want to get yourself fully kitted out for GCSE, for biology, chemistry, physics as a triple student, you're probably looking at nearly 50 to 60 pounds. There's a couple of ways in which you can use the internet free of charge, except for the Wi-Fi, of course, which you would be able to get your own revision resources. The first one that I talk about are revision cards, these bad boys right here. You could get these from W.H. Smith's, you could get them from Amazon, you could get them from Staples. They are wonderful things. Most students drill a hole through them, put them on a little key ring, and they just sit there reading them and then try to remember what it says. That's one way of doing it. It's not the most effective and it's not the most efficient way of doing it. The most efficient way of doing it is write a question on the front based on the knowledge that you want to put on the front. On the back, you write down the information that is the answer or the information that you want. That way, once you've got maybe 10 or 20 of them, you can put them down for one day, and then the following day you pick them up and you have a look at the questions. You ask yourself the question, and if you can remember the answer, whoopee, you put it to one side. If you can't remember it, you put it in a different pile. And then the following day you go through the one that you weren't quite sure about the day before and you try and get it into today's pile, or rather the next day. The other thing that you can use these for is you can use them as like a memory palace. So you write the information down, you make sure that the information that you've got is on numbered cards, so card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, and so forth and so on. Once you've got 10, 20, 50 cards, if they're all of one particular discipline, so let's say that the first 50 cards might be chemistry. So you put those 50 cards around, for example, your bedroom. So you might put them around a board, you might put them around a laptop, around your bed or whatever. Doesn't really matter. What matters though is that you write them down and you put them somewhere where you can see them often. Then what you do is you sit down in a different room and you try and remember what is on each and every single card from memory within your bedroom, or at least try and remember what the name of each card is. That's a wonderful and interesting way of revising. The next thing that you could do with these little cards is create a mind map. Now, I always recommend to my students that you make a mind map from memory. You sit down with a blank piece of paper and you write down some keywords, and then you just write little things from those keywords. If you can't remember your keywords, then the next best thing is to use your revision cards. Obviously, you've got information, so you place your revision cards around an A3 sheet of paper or an A4 sheet of paper, and you simply identify what number cards are in what area. So you might want to start at the very top and then work all the way around. So card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then obviously in the middle you've got a tile. That's one way of doing it. You can just simply copy them if you wish, or what you could do is just have little areas and then try and replicate the information that is on your card on the mind map, so that one thing leads into another. That way you've got more information on one sheet of paper. It's one way of doing it. The last way of doing it we've already touched on with the cards, but if you're doing chemistry, biology or physics, there are always going to be long answer questions. This is true of A-level students and this is true of GCSE students. So long answer questions are going to require 6 marks. There's going to be a certain amount of information within them. Not only that, but when I talk about practice in the 5th video, you will probably be running out. If you're diligent and you are conscientious, you will have discovered that you're running out of questions, which means you've got to start making your own questions. Even in revision guides, even online, the questions are very, very similar. So why not make your own? Use the same process, use different numbers, and make sure that you've got your own mark scheme based on the numbers that you've got. Now, most students think, well, what's the point in that? The point of that is that you leave yourself space. You have written your own exam questions, your own ideas, and you will inherently, especially if you're conscientious and you are diligent with your revision, you will try and make it even harder for yourself, because you will think whilst you're writing them, this is easy because I already know the answer. I assure you that when you come back to it 48 hours to a week later, you read your own handwriting and you look at it and you think, I don't know how to do this. And if you don't believe me, try it. And if you do try it and you genuinely try it, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget, like and subscribe too. And until next time, stay cool. Goodbye, everyone.